Hey everybody, Joe Misfit Glenn here. How we doing tonight? Let's see what we got going on here for the comments. Some people to show up. All right. All right. What's up, senior? Thanks for showing up. How you doing today, man? Doing all right? Things happening okay for you? Hell yeah. What's up, Jeremy? Hey, y'all like my new bling, man? I ordered some stuff off the Vetcode site, man. So I'm styling and profiling now. Hey, Jeremy, and I don't know what I know today, man. I'm having a hard time today, bro. Oh yeah, man, I love this hat, dude. I love the lettering, and I think I seen you with it, senior. That's exactly where I got the idea for that hat. I think I ended up getting it anyway. No, I got a fan on me, man. It's like 85 in my room, bro. It's so hot here in Oklahoma, bro. So hot, dude. Like I am just constantly pissed off. All right. Who else we got in here? We got Jeremy Senior. Who else? Let me know who's in here, guys. Facebook user. ZZ Top. Hell yeah. Hey man, I just heard one of the ZZ Top members died, man. It's kind of sad. All right. So Facebook user, you so we're going to be talking about some basic starting or basic growing stuff, right? But due to my lights went off an hour ago, I kept one of my flowered plants that I'm going to be harvesting, and so I want to talk about some defoliation, and I can kind of do it for both, veg and flower with this one, and then what's up, Prez? And then after I put my plant back in its darkness so it doesn't stress it out too much, we'll start talking about some other things, okay? So without further ado, let me get into the Andrew. All right, Father Time. I want to get the plant out of here, but when you're defoliating, you're basically going to open up the plants a little bit. You want to get this area cleared out. It's just a little bit more light, a little bit more airflow, okay? It's not necessarily the light all the way. It's about the airflow too. And that has to do with that being said, I'm just going to ride down these all these ones with the stems, okay? I'm going to take them off. Yeah, and the unsightly ones first. I go with unsightly ones because, well, I don't like them there. All right? And veg, okay? We'll get into that a little bit more in a second. But right now, for flower, I'm going to take off all of the leaves that have stems, right? I might leave a couple up top for the top colas just to continue to get light, but that's going to put all this plant. If you hopefully you guys can see some the stalks are slightly clear, and I have a few amber trichomes in there, right? So I'm going to give this plant like another week, maybe two, depending on how many of the amber trichomes get in there. I want her to be my nighttime medicine. That's what she's for, okay? And so I want to make sure that she's not going to keep me All right. Well, geez, that was weird. I just got booted, man. All right. I apologize, guys. Let's see what we got. Okay, back to what I was doing. All right. So I'm taking off basically all the feeder leaves in flower. Like I told you, I want to remove all those and let it concentrate its energy into the rest of the bud for the next week, week and a half, maybe two. Okay. In veg, I'm going to clean up the lower stems because they won't be getting a whole bunch of light anyway. As you guys can see, this plant was cleared out during the veg cycle. And these are some things right here, but it wasn't terrible. Okay. What's up, Chris? Thanks for showing up, my man. Okay. And so do we have any questions on how to defoliate or what to defoliate? I know I don't think Father Time's in here, but me and you, Father Time, we can do a one-on-one if you so choose, bro. And I can literally look at the plant and tell you which one to cut. All right, just hit me up. Okay. Any other questions on defoliation? No. Okay. Let me put this plant back real quick. Man, I got very crappy internet. Sorry, guys. Okay. How we doing? We good? I got 3 photos, 1 week, 2 flower. Okay. What's up, Nikki? So when to defoliate? This is kind of a tricky thing, guys. I have a disclaimer. My head ain't here today. Having a really hard day remembering things, but I'm gonna trudge through it. So don't judge me too hard. Okay, guys. When your plant's full, all right. So the idea about defoliation, okay, is to, like I said, open it up so it can breathe. The plant literally breathes through the bottom of the leaf. At the bottom of the leaf are what they call stomatas. Okay. Basically, look at them as mouths, just like ours. We breathe out, right? Moisture. We breathe out moisture. So now I'm going to look at these notes here real quick. So literally the definition of transpiration is the exhalation of water vapor through the stomata. Okay. That's how the plant formed. Guys, we still have a bad video. Charlie's calling it bad. Everybody just show me a thumbs up, man, if you guys see it. Okay. So anyway, the transpiration, it's about how the plant breathes. So if you have a cover over your mouth, you noticed all that humidity in there, right? It's hard to breathe. You don't do so well in that. At least I don't. And so that's the idea for defoliation. Okay. So you want to, in veg, also open up sites to new growth. Okay. But dang, man, let me try to move my shit. Sorry, guys. Let's see if I can open this. No, that ain't gonna work either. Well, I apologize for the choppy video, guys. Okay. Anyway, so that's how the plant breathes. That's why we defoliate. So if your plant is real thick and there's like everything's all tight and the leaves are all bunched up, who said that actually? So I can. Okay, Facebook user. Sorry, I don't see your name. So if it's all bunched up and the leaves are like all balled up, you can get rid of some of those leaves, right? Just anything that's excess, that's all touching and not really doing anything. The leaf is supposed to be taking the light, right, and transferring it into energy into the plant. Right? That's as basic terms as I can come up with. So if it's covered and it's not able to absorb the light and do the photosynthesis and whatnot, it's really not doing anything. And that's why we remove everything on the bottom too, because it's doing the same idea. So look for the things that are either covering, right, or the things that are covered. If you have several leaves, take the one that's getting, that's getting all the light because it's a solar panel for the energy, right? And then go there. So it's all about what your plant wants, okay, Facebook user? Okay.
Mendel. Okay, so Mendel, I hope that helps you, man. So if it gets a little too thick, if you start to see some wilt and some deformed maybe leaves, remove those. All right, just make sure that it opens up so it can move the whole transpiration thing. Okay, is that good? All right, I hope that helps, man. All right, and so now Aaron Proctor, you sir, you got me intrigued, and so I looked this up, and or the vapor pressure deficit, right? Okay, I've never really looked into it, but like I said, thanks to him, I looked into it, and now I see how it correlates to my growing, right? So I was talking to you about the transpiration. So the vapor pressure deficit is your temperature and humidity, and there's some kind of calculation that comes up. They have a free app. I think it's called Dr. Greenhouse. And so what a VPD is, the VPD, or the vapor pressure deficit, controls the stomatal opening. So the stomas that breathe for transpiration, the VPD controls that. So no wonder. That's just pretty cool that it all kind of correlates. And it opens CO2 uptake, nutrient uptake, and plant stress. So all those things are completely vital to a very healthy plant. All right, man. Well, good, man. I'm glad that helped. Cool. And so anyway, I am not very well versed on this vapor pressure deficit, and hopefully sometime I'll get Aaron on here. He can talk in depth for people that are at that level. For tonight, I want to keep it kind of simple and just give you the idea that it's out there. Okay. Hey, welcome, Dirk. Welcome. I hope the internet gets a little bit better for you guys. Okay. So we talked a little bit about VPD. Thank you, Aaron, for the input on that, Bubba. Let's see. So now, with that being said, let's talk about the flowering times. Okay, so Travis had mentioned, and I hope Travis watched later if he's not on now. What's up, Luke? So Travis was asking about what a plant goes through during flowering time. That's some intense information, all right, people, and I suggest you go read that because that's a lot of stuff that I'm not going to be able to repeat tonight. However, I can tell you about the things that we go through as far as how to grow them. So obviously, outdoors, nature takes over the light cycle. Okay, the 12 hours of light, 12 hours of darkness, right? So indoors, we change our lighting as we so choose. Sometimes 2 months. I've went 6 months with a plant and then flowered it. You can go a month. I don't know if it really matters as long as it is a mature plant, right? Starting to show its little things. Okay, and so you're changing the lights from 12 to 12. There's things that change with the nutrients, what you give it for nutrients. The nitrogen, the NPK, the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, right? So in flower, they need more phosphorus and potassium and less nitrogen. In veg, they need more nitrogen and less of those two, if I'm not mistaken. That's how I took it. But that's one change, is that you change the nutrient cycles. Intensity of lighting is one of those things too. And I have the PAR readouts for flower. Your PAR is going to be between 500 to 1,050. PAR can be a whole nother video that I wouldn't even be able to complete. PAR is very intense. All the lighting and all the different things in there is a lot of work, and I can't remember. But anyway, so veg is like 250 to 600. Seedlings and clones are 100 to 300. All right. But like I said, in flower, 500 to 1050. I keep mine at 750 PAR, which some people say that that's all you need. I don't know. I guess I could go higher. Outdoor, I have had the opportunity to check, and it was 2,000 here at high noon. I don't know, somewhere in July. 2,000 PAR with my meter. 246, right. Got you. But anyway, okay, and so light intensities. The CO2. Somebody talked about CO2. I can't remember who it was. I've tried to call out the names as I'm talking about the subject. I don't use CO2. I would love to sometime. I'm just not at that phase in my growing. I could use some right now because my temperatures are high. So CO2, from what I understand, your plants can handle higher temperatures, more intensity of lights, which can also help optimize the rate of photosynthesis. That's a whole bunch of scientific stuff. Have at it, guys. Let me see what we got here. Can you explain? Oh, okay. I'll try to touch on that here in just a second, Senior. All right. I'm going to talk about seeds. All right. Okay. And so CO2, like I said, I'm not well versed on it. Don't want to try to give you guys any false information on that. But I know that they sell little bags that produce CO2. You hang them right in your tents. They have CO2 machines. They can be very high dollar if you so choose. But like I said, once again, I don't have the facility for it, nor the time to go mess with those just yet. Okay, so we talked about transpiration to VPD, briefly on the VPD. That's some pretty serious stuff. And like I said, I'd like Ron to help me out with that. All right, what's up, Kim? Thank you for showing up. Okay, so we talked about the defoliation. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, somebody asked about concentrates and how long do they last? Rick Messenger, that's it. Rick Messenger asked about concentrates. I'll just touch on that real quick. So I reached out to somebody that I see as an expert, and what they had helped me understand is that basically concentrates will last for damn near ever, basically. But what happens is after a few months, you start losing the terp profiles, the cannabinoid, a little bit of cannabinoids, maybe the flavonoids or whatever. They degrade over time. But he was talking about he had stuff for a year that was just fire. People and everybody that had it said it was just great. It said but you got to store it properly. So in the freezer or fridge or whatever, freezer probably. I assume that there's a specific temperature that you'd like to have. Dark and cold, and about 3 to 5 years is what you can expect. But chances are it would last for damn near ever. Okay, that's as best that I can come up with the concentrates and how long they would last. All right, Rick. If you're watching, I hope that helped, bro. Okay, now also, man, see, here we go. It's one of those nights. Back to Travis talking about flower. I also needed to touch on what you look for because I showed you those trichomes, right? That was one part. That was the most important part, in my opinion, to tell when your plant's ready. Otherwise, you can look at the little pistil hairs, the pistils. They'll turn red and maybe even burn away, okay? Like be absolutely just gone eventually, if it's really ripe. Your plant is ready for harvest. Your leaves will start to look like this and start to just fade, if you will. Remember the fade? I don't know if you guys have heard that. That's what's up, Senior. It's been a long time since somebody told me that, bro. Anyway, so the fade will start to happen. Leaves will start to dry up and go away and whatnot. She'll start dropping her leaves on her own. What else? She'll start to look really frosty. But like I said, the trichomes, getting a camera, okay, $35, I think it was on Amazon. I've showed many people this. It's just a little microscope that hooks up to my camera. To my phone. I can take pictures on it and show them to you, right? I thought this is a really cool deal. You can go into zoom mode and stuff like that. Every trichome picture I've ever showed you guys was with that one. You guys can use the little jeweler's loops. This is what I started with, and it works great. You just got to get it real close. They have other little jeweler loops, which are really popular right now, are these ones, right? And so between those things, the pistils are turning red and burning off. But guys, beware. I've seen white pistils at harvest time. Okay, so don't get too crazy about that. I assume that would be genetic. But red hairs, the buds are nice and tight, leaves are falling off, and your trichomes look milky and a few ambers. That is completely personal as far as how many ambers, completely personal, guys. So I wouldn't try to tell you. Okay. So I hope that helped, Travis, man. If you had some more serious stuff that you needed to hear, man, just let me know and I'll try to do better. Okay, bub? All right. Okay, so let me get this stuff out the way real quick. I want to show you all. Let me get this. I am going to transplant a seedling, okay? She's probably 3 weeks old, and I probably could let her go for another week because I'd like to see, you can see the roots starting to develop in there, the little white part. I'd like to see more roots in there, but I'm doing this because I have you guys on and I want to show you, okay? And by the way, guys, this is my Billy with the Mangoes and the Tansyland cross with Mama Mia that I did the Sexy Time video with. I got a few seeds, right? And this is one of them. And so I'm checking it out and seeing what's up. I just couldn't wait, right? All right, so without further ado. So for the beginner people, I know that there was somebody that said, hey, for the beginners. And that's why I'm doing these kind of things, because this is important for starting. So first off, you have yourself a freaking pot, right? And, you know, some people go 1 gallon from here to 1 gallon. I'm going to a 4.5 gallon because I just want it to be in there, right? That's how I'm going to play this game with her. So I got a tag, right? So I know what strain it is. And inside, which some of you guys have seen this many times, I will take the same style cup and fill the dirt in around it. So when I pull it out, I have a ready-made hole, okay? Makes things a little less messy, generally. I mean, I've been known to make messes. All right, you guys see? And so now, right down in the hole. Now, usually, I would have some mycorrhiza or mycorrhiza, however you say that word, you know, some living stuff, the living soil stuff. And I would have it in here and I would pour around that to make sure I wet the soil. So it takes care of the disturbance that I created. All right. Too easy, folks. That was too easy, right? Oh, beans. Generally, like this one, just from what I created, I don't know. I'm guessing there's 300 to 400 there, right? I don't know, but no, I don't have very many beans, to be honest with you, man. I maybe have 12 different strains, maybe a couple hundred seeds total. Yeah, man. I'm not a collector. Ooh, rattlesnake tangerine. Ooh, that sounds fire, man. Interesting, Aaron. I guess I didn't ever really think of whether it was an auto or a photo, but that makes sense. Aaron's saying that autos tend to stay, you know, have their pistils white longer or stay white. Huh, interesting. All right, what we got? Okay, so anyway, she is transplanted. That is how you do an initial transplant. Now I'm going to show you. See, I'm doing this all ass backwards because I had to do the flower thing. But now I'm going to show you how to start a seed, okay? For whoever was asking about the beginning stuff, all right? Give me a second. Let me set this down. Okay. With you, leaves. Okay. All right. Okay, so now seed starting. All right, so you collect some seeds, get some seeds, whichever ones you have. All right. I have, you know, just two of mine right here because I'm not going to grow them. I'm just going through the motions with you guys. All right, so I have an ounce, a cup of water, like one of those little shot glass things of water, whatever, plastic medicine cups, right? It's about an ounce of water. Now, our Vetco's member, Don Hudson, he's done a couple of shows on here with me. He turned me on to hydrogen peroxide, all right? 3% hydrogen peroxide in 1 ounce of water. This is important. 1 ounce of water, you do 3 droppers or 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. That's all you need, right? I can't tell you exactly what it does, but anyway, it works. So after you've done that, maybe stir it up a little bit. Just drop your seeds in, and they're going to float. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it, but they're floating. And I've never seen a seed just drop to the bottom immediately. So I put that in a dark, warm place, right? They have these little heat mats you can use. Some people put them up on top of their grow lights. And in 24 hours, it's usually less than that, but in 24 hours, I check it, usually in the morning, and I tap it, and that seed will sink. Once that seed sinks, I have my cups ready, just like this, right? And then I, with all the dirt in it, and I plant the seed. That's all I do, me personally, all right? Now, you can also do the paper towel method, okay? Right here. And Ashley, I'm going to get right on that here in just a second about softening the shell. You can do this one, the towel method, right? And then you just kind of put your seeds right in there, right in the middle, and you close it. And then you put it in this plastic bag. Once again, people put them on top of their lights or on a heating pad. I think like 90 degrees is a good temp, right? And then you just check it. I think some people probably say put it in darkness. I don't use that method, so I don't mess around. So in epic fashion, I went ass backwards again. And I want to show you guys this little tip. So get yourself a little matchbox, okay? And in that matchbox, I have a piece of sandpaper, okay? Probably 240 grit. I don't know. It didn't really matter to me at the time. All right? Put your seeds in the box. Close the box. It holds it all in there. And just shake them up. That sandpaper is scuffing the shell. Some of these new hybrids that are coming out have a really strong shell, all right? Or like a really hard, thick shell. This helps break it up, scuff it up, and allows that moisture to collect in there and softens the shell, as Ashley was talking about, okay? And so I think he might have been talking about the hydrogen peroxide also helping with softening the shell. I think now I remember Don mentioning that to me. Ashley, am I on point with that, brother? What's up, Joe? Thank you. Thank you for showing up, my man. Okay, so now that we scuff those seeds up, that's when they go in the water. All right, sorry for screwing that up, guys. Okay. And Don came up with a different little thing, and you guys can come up with your own little ideas. He took a piece of sandpaper, just rolled it in a circle, and then put his fingers on each end, taped it, of course, and put his fingers on each end and did the same thing, right? So that was a good little tip. You know, it's just thinking outside the box, folks. You know, you got to accomplish a goal. Do it any means necessary. Okay, my way may not be perfect for you. I think Father Time even came up with a different box method with the sandpaper and stuff. And so have at it, man. Let your imagination go wild, right? The idea is to scuff up the seed, especially for older ones. And if you guys get a chance, go back and check out that one video of me and Don. We really got into some really cool tips on seeds. All right, even like old school ones and how to take care of them. And anyway, stuff like that. Okay. One thing I did learn since I made my own seeds is that you can't just take a seed off the plant and put it in the ground. It doesn't work that way. It was like 3 weeks to a month of drying. The seeds dried out before one would even attempt to pop. So I don't know what that's about yet. You know, I'm kind of learning on that still. But if anybody knows, let me know. Okay, so we got our seeds. We talked about starting them. What else, guys? Soils. I'll talk about soil. Guys, I literally only use Fox Farms Ocean Forest soil. I don't add anything to it. I don't take anything away from it. And as far as feeding my plants, I feed them maybe 3 times their whole life. Most of the time it's 2. once in veg and then once in flower. That's usually the only, and sometimes I don't even have to do that. Gosh, I wish I would remember who that was that wanted to know the basics. No, I can look. I'll check it out since we're here. You keep NPK the same through or try to accommodate due to the stage they're in. Okay. Now, no, it doesn't. So I have my veg, Bryant, I have my veg nutrients, okay? And then I have my flower nutrients. I think everybody does that. And so, no, the nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus is all going to be different for the different nutrients that you use. Okay, Luke, I got you, bro. I hope that I'm helping you out, man. And if you have anything right now, man, just pop it up and I'll start talking about it, okay, bro? I'm kind of out of those little things, and so I'm looking for some input. But Brian, and so literally, dude, I use this Grow More. It's called Grow More, right? And I bought this big bag when I was growing professionally. And I still have this, man. That was like a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe. All right. And so that stuff is 20, 20, 20. NPK all the way across 20, 20, 20, right? And then this one for flower is 4, 26, 26. All right. And so you can see why I don't have to use much nutrients, man. And when I feed my plants, it's only a quarter cut. So they're not even getting all that, I don't think. But either way, that's how I play the game. And my plants seem to be okay unless it's like now and the heat's all out of whack, man. My plants are suffering. Okay, how often to water starting a new plant? And okay, make sure you water. That is that's a good question. Okay, look. Hold on. Okay, so I have another seedling, all right? This is probably a couple of weeks old, same strain as the one I just transplanted. I haven't watered her in 4 days, maybe. So don't water too much initially. Like, just get let it go down just a little bit. You just want to wet that area, right? Put your seed in there. Some people like to wet the whole thing, and that's okay. I don't know. But so I just wet the area. I put the seed in there, right? And then once it's popped up, I keep it moist every day. I'll just put a couple of drips over that area. And once it pops up, I'll start to water around the outside edges pretty heavily, at a time. Like now I can water her down and she'd be soaked and she'd be just fine. And she'd dry out within a couple of days. So man, it's literally dependent on your environment though, Luke. Okay. And how much you watered it to begin with. So it's kind of a trick question, man. But less is more to start. Just really pay attention to her, man. All right. Okay, cool. Spray bottles do help. Yeah, man. I was always sideways about getting the spray on the leaves. For some reason, man, it's always messed with me. Maybe I should get over that, huh, Aaron? All right, let me put this back, y'all. Hey, here's a cool little update. Check this out, y'all. My little group. Looking slick, huh? Pretty cool. All right. Okay. So let me see. Let me go through here again. Flower time. Trimming. Andrew. I really wish Andrew would have showed up. Anybody else have any questions on the trimming? Anybody? I kind of went through it pretty fast. Hiding news temps. Humidity. Oh, shoot. Okay. So this is back to Travis's question. If I'm growing indoors, how far should I keep the light from the plant if I want to keep my grow light? Okay, tight. So you're talking about stretching. Okay. I did read on stretching a little bit and how close should you keep your lights. Okay. Without a par meter, all right, when you buy your light, usually they come with something that tells you at 12 inches, you have this par for this amount of space, right? At 16 inches, you have this much par for this much space, and so on and so forth, right? That is kind of what you need to go off of with your light, unless you have a par meter. I don't really know how to tell you how to tell just how intense your light is without the proper equipment, my man. When to trim lower buds and which to trim on. Okay, lower buds. Keep the plant short and produce flowers like 5 foot tall. Okay, so intensity of light supposedly keeps that plant tighter. Genetics also can keep it tighter or stretch it. I heard. I just don't really feel comfortable fielding that kind of question at the moment. I'll get back to you on that, Luke. Okay, let me write that down. I will write that down and I'll get back to you. I feel like I'm on the board. I don't know the answer to that question at this time. I will get back to you in a timely manner. Oh, okay. Luke Roberts. Okay. Light intensities. He said who? Okay, I'll check that out, bro. Okay, let me see what else. How long to grow? So Sharon, growing outdoors. If you usually most people will start in April to with your starting your gardens and your cannabis plants. Some people start later. I was always told from April to October, you can expect that kind of a growing time for most cannabis plants. However, I had an emergency harvest today. First time I ever harvested a plant in August, but she was completely ready and she was starting to get bud rot. So had to make the choice. But usually it's April to October. A little bit of variance there, okay? I hope that helped. Let's see what else we got. Light use manuals have recommendations. Yeah, see, so Jeremy, thank you for that. Yeah, most lights have a user manual type thing that'll give you a recommendation for height and about the par that would give you. Okay, so Luke, check that out, or whoever was asking that particular question. Scrogging could help. Yeah, good shit, Aaron. Thank you. Luke, check out scrogging, man. That's about. I basically low stress train, so I pull them with cords. But that scrogging, you can really have all of them at a constant level. It's really, really kind of neat. I've never done it myself. Yeah, Brian, training the plant keeps them short. Topping them keeps them bushy and shorter. But manipulation, Luke, I think would be your best bet. Yeah, Aaron, I have 2 plants that'll go to probably mid-October outdoors right now. And I have one other one that's ready to harvest, but I'm letting her get a little bit more amber. Yeah, man. I grow indoors too, senior, as well as outdoors. But this year, both outdoor and indoor have gotten whooped on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. So we need to see some more people getting into bonsais. Brian, I'd like to see your update on your bonsais if you got any still, man. But if there's no more questions, man, let's we have any more? Now, guys, what I want to mention is that when I'm telling you guys these little things, this is literally as basic as you can go. Because growing cannabis, there are many, many different ways, and many, many different people have many different ideas, and everybody's willing to argue about them. I'm not willing to argue because I do my thing. Just trying to help you guys start to do your thing. And so I'm literally doing the basics. I don't want to get too involved as far as what you should be doing, because this is your grow. All right. And so that's my little disclaimer on that, guys. is I want to keep it just to the basic part, like grab some soil, grab a seed, have a light, water it, not too much, those kind of things. That's what growing is supposed to be, is for you to learn. All right. For you to become your kind of grower. And I promise you, when you grow some stuff and you end up being able to smoke or eat your medicine, man, it's something else, and it will kick you into doing even more. Yeah, and Aaron, exactly. It's not a competition, guys. Like I almost got in an argument this morning on Facebook over something. Somebody had a problem with a plant. I said one thing, and the guy didn't agree. I wanted to argue. Well, take it or leave it, man. I was just trying to help. Yes, Sharon, message me if you need to. Okay, yeah, I'll be more than willing to help you. Okay, absolutely. But not show up. I didn't catch nah. Well, cool. Let me see. Yeah, but anyway, guys. So, like I said, bump out. Okay, guys. With that, cool, bro. Hey, message me anytime if you need something. Okay, guys. All right. So, with that being said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get off because my internet is about to kick me anyway. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Misfit Glenn, I need help on this. Can you do a show here? Man, I'd really like some input on that kind of stuff, guys. All right. Now, don't get too carried away because I forget my name most days. So don't catch me lying. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, and not to mention in the group, there's like 20 just outstanding growers that know a whole bunch, man. All right, guys. So with that, happy growing, y'all. And until next time, let me see if I can get out of here. All right, y'all. Nope, still not. All right, thanks for showing up, y'all. Happy growing.